Let's see. All right, so who approached who?
I approached her.
She smashed my DMs.
Okay. Now, what I was curious about is like, okay, a lot of times in like heterosexual relationships, there's like, you know, when a lot of guys approach women, they feel like a lot of times they might be perceived as creepy or something, right? And I'm just wondering, like, do you ever have that issue? Like, do you ever have like girls kind of like approaching you and it's creepy, or?
Not girls, but guys, yes.
Okay, so what advice would you have for a guy to, you know, like a guy to not be creepy, like that guy right there? How can he not be creepy?
Don't do that.
Okay. When you're in a bar or a club and you see a man that you're attracted to, how do you hit on him?
I don't hit on no nigga first. You come to me.
Period.
Wow. Okay. Even if you're attracted to him, you still won't hit on him?
Yes, I won't.
Why is it when it comes to a woman's education or her career, being assertive and going after what you want is a good quality, but why not also in dating?
Some men can't handle like the girl that's like, you know, aggressive out there, you know.
Okay.
Some guys find it a turnoff when the girl's aggressive.
Okay.
Men are supposed to be more ambitious than women are, but we are in the 21st century, whereas women sometimes make more money than men.
Okay. Do you, let me ask you this. So, what I was also curious about is like a lot of women want to, you know, have careers like men and stuff like that. Why do you think it's changing as far as like men are still typically the ones expected to initiate relationships, right? They typically approach women and they make the first move. Do you think that that's changing, or do you think that should change?
And honestly, I can tell you from a first personal experience, because my girlfriend actually was the one that asked me out. She was like, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" And I was like, "All right, you know what? Why not?" You know, like it's weird because for me, I've always been the one to ask the other person. This time around, it was different, and I was like.
And in any way, I mean, I was curious, like, if a woman, you know, makes the first move on a guy or like asks him out, does that ever make you feel like intimidated at all in any way as a man?
Because honestly, as a guy, you sometimes try really hard to get a girl's attention, and you don't understand if they understand you. You feel me? So you can ask a girl, you know what, you want to dance, do you want to drink, or whatever. It's more secure when a girl asks you, like, hey, I like you. Do you want to dance? You want to dance? You want to have a drink? Whatever.
And not only that, what I find very interesting is I ask women, I say, if a woman chooses to approach a man, do you think she's more or less likely to be rejected than if a man approaches a woman?
A girl will probably be less rejected, and probably 90% of the time.
Do you think it's okay to judge a man based on his wealth and status?
I don't think so. I mean, he can be rich as fuck, but the bitch can be miserable, you know what I mean? Like, money doesn't make the world go round. Now they say it does. But it's all about personality, you know what I mean? Like, you can be poor as a motherfucker, but, like, you know, I feel like you can't take that away from somebody.
Why do you think that men don't typically judge women based on their wealth and status, but women often judge men based on wealth and status?
To be a man, you're able to provide for yourself so easily that you can take care of somebody else, no problem.
Is it easy to provide for yourself? I mean, aren't there a lot of men, though, who struggle, you know?
They've got something, you know, they weren't raised right, or they've had different things in life that have happened to them that have broken them, however way. But
well, why would you say that it's easy for a man to provide for himself, but it's not easy? Shouldn't it be just as easy for a woman to provide for herself as a man?
it could, yeah, it could be. You know?
So why do you think that women are typically expecting the man to pay for everything if it's just as likely for a woman to provide for herself as a man?
Friday night, they want a fucking 4-ounce steak, you know what I mean? With some fucking mashed potatoes and gravy and green beans.
Do you think dating is harder for a man or for a woman?
A man.
Why is that?
A woman needs no help. A woman needs no help fulfilling whatever relationship needs she has. A woman doesn't need help with that. It's never a struggle. There's always a line of at least 3 guys she has on call that, you know, best friends, however you could say it, friends from high school that she could go back to and get those needs relationship and social-wise from them.
I think young people today are so hypnotized by the media, the commercials, the TV. It's just an onslaught. They can't hide from it. You know, there's no way they're going to see a real life example of relationships other than their own parents. And we know these days that that is not, you know, the The normal is not that they have a father and a mother who've been married. So what they're doing is they're just going by what they know and what they see on TV and what they see in commercials, and they just go with what they think is right. And unfortunately, it's what the media tells them.
Don't we have a word for that?
What is it?
Brainwashing.
It's absolutely brainwashing, 100%.
Okay. What is the best compliment you've ever received?
That I'm a bad bitch. That I'm hella thick. Bad bitch.
Okay. Why do you think that there are some women who are proud of being bitches? Like, what's that about?
It just describes like a girl who's confident, just into herself, ready, like ain't gonna ever question herself, know that she the shit. Period.
What do you think?
I just want to say all the girls in Vegas are stuck up.
It's because you're not paying.
Why I gotta pay? Why can't?
I'm sorry that she even said, but I feel like men try to push women over all the time. We're not pushovers. Oh, bitch, I'm in the interview now.
Do you think that sleeping with a man too soon might discourage him from wanting a potential relationship?
Yeah, God, yes.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Haven't you noticed though that a lot of men are on their best behavior up until having sex? Like behavior changes after you have sex, right?
It is true. I didn't think about it like that, but
So based on that
eye-opener.
So based on that logic, why would you make a man wait if you want to have a long-term relationship with him? Doesn't it make sense to have sex with him right away?
I guess that way you do know if it is in for the long run or not. So it could benefit or it could not.
I've been told by a lot of Christians, they've said to me that sex outside of marriage is fornication.
It is.
So my question is, do you believe that people can be sexually incompatible?
Of course. Oh, they definitely can be.
So then based on that, would getting married to somebody without having sex before marriage, wouldn't that be like kind of buying a car without test driving it first?
No, of course not. You can't relate or correlate a car to, sex. It's a big difference. A car.
Well, okay, maybe not quite that correlation. But what I'm wondering is, sex is a very important part of a relationship, right? So my question is then, would you want to take that risk to marry somebody and then find out you can be sexually incompatible, which you just said that people can be, and it's a very, is that worth a risk taking?
I think it is. I think if you're intimate with this person on different levels, then you have opportunity to really get to know this person. When I started dating him, I lived in California. So all we did was talk on the phone. And for months and months, we had no sexual encounters. What we did was have a meeting of the minds and our spirits met. So by doing that, because it's going to come a time where when you get 90 and 100 years old, my grandmother's 97, she's not having sex with my grandfather right now, but they are in love still. It's intimacy that goes beyond sexual, physical pleasure.
Don't be shy. Just come, be cool about it and have confidence in yourself. Because ain't nobody wants somebody who's scary, creeping up on them. Like, no, just come in with confidence and, trust yourself.
What she said, but be hella confident. Don't be hella shy and everything. Know what you're gonna do and everything.
Be slick with it and buy me a drink.
Period.
Interesting. What's interesting also is that men and women can both be shy, right? Yes. Do you think shyness hurts a man or a woman more?
No.
Well, men kind of don't have the ability to be shy. If a man is shy, he's kind of screwed, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Being shy, men and women can be shy. Do you think being shy hurts a man or a woman more?
Probably a man, because shyness is seen as something a man can't have.
Interesting. Is there anything else a man can't have, or are there any things that a man needs to have? Let me ask you this. Why is it that a woman's desirability is judged primarily on the way she looks, but a man's desirability is judged primarily on many other factors?
Because it's about fecundity signaling, that's just fertility signaling between a man and woman. A man needs to provide for the baby by being loyal to the woman, or in the case of primitive society, to a harem of women, so that he can provide for all the offspring, whereas a woman needs to be able to provide a baby.
Okay, so
physically.
here's a question I want to ask for you guys, right? When it comes to heterosexual relationships, it's women are very much concerned by, is the man able to provide for a baby, things like that, right? But is that an issue when you're looking for women, that like she should be able to provide because?
No, I think if we're gonna have a baby, we both should provide.
So why can't heterosexual people look at it the same way? Why is there more pressure on the guy to provide? Why isn't it more of a balanced, between the two partners like it is in a non-heterosexual relationship?
It's not like stereotypical, like you see in a movie of like woman has a baby, like it's always a man providing. It's never like the woman like.
Right.
Like stay-at-home dads have like such a stereotype of like you're weaker than the woman. Like if your wife is providing for you and you're a stay-at-home dad, like you're looked down upon in society.
I feel like if a dude is a stay-at-home dad, he's gay.
Are you?
Hey, everyone's allowed to have their opinions. It's okay,
Because a real man isn't
I
gonna
don't.
want to stay at home and watch his kids.
Define a real man. What is a real man?
A real man.
What the fuck is a real man?
A real man is
Because
a guy
every man is different.
who's loyal, who
So a loyal man can't be a
hardworking.
stay-at-home dad?
No, he's not gonna He's not gonna like that. Like literally, a man
But
needs
what
to
if
be
he
out
can
there
like
providing
that?
for his family. A real man is a man that wants to provide for his family and go 10 times harder
And he's
just because he
providing
has
for
a
his family with
no. Any literally, I feel like a man will feel like he's not doing enough. Like he will feel like shit because his wife is going out making all the money every night.
I don't believe that, because I feel like if it's a healthy relationship, I feel like if it's a healthy relationship and the boundaries have been set and they understand what's going on, then the man can be happy with staying at home. The man can fuck around and get a stay-at-home job and put money on the side. Just because you're watching your kids at home doesn't mean you don't bring income into the house. So because the female makes more money and she's considered the breadwinner, because that's what it is, if whoever's making more money in the household is a breadwinner, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's watching the kids.
A career.
Career. Why do you think that is?
Because they want to be provided for.
That's the man's stereotypical role, right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that. I asked women, then why do so many women complain there aren't enough female CEOs in the world if there aren't more women open to the idea of a stay-at-home dad? Because if a woman wants to rise to the highest ranks of a company and also have a family, doesn't someone need to stay at home to raise the kids? You can't have it both ways, right?
No, you can't. But you can try.
You can try, that's true, okay. I'm just wondering, what I'm observing is that gender roles seem to be such an important issue when it comes to heterosexual relationships and not so much of an issue when it comes to non-heterosexual relationships. Why can't heterosexual relationships learn something from the gay community that love is about just not acceptance and not expectation?
Why don't you ask them? Why don't you ask them?
Not accepted is like I was saying, like if you look at any movie, it's always the dad's out having a full-time job, the mom's like the stay-at-home mom taking care of the kid. It's never like the woman out going out and getting a full-time job.
There's a lot of people who are basically a lot of gay people are brainwashed to basically conform to you should be straight and you should be a certain, but they basically say fuck society, I'm gonna do me, do what I want. Why do you think that more heterosexual people don't say fuck society, I don't have to buy into all these standards?
All right, let me think. Okay, I think in America there's a lot of pre-established norms. There's the norm to be white, there's the norm to be straight, there's the norm to be a man. And over the years we've been challenged with this idea that there's more to being an American than just these few things. There's more to being intelligent. And I think these days we're starting to realize that I lost my train.
You lost your train of thought?
I lost my train of thought.
What was my question? I know, I just let's see, I'll just ask you one more. Do you think men and women can be just friends?
Yes, if the man is gay.
Okay, all right.